With 2025 already full of expensive failures for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, especially for starters with Captain America 4 for February of next year, that's already been going through numerous reshoots and rewrites, etc., there's been a lot of drama happening with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, all due to Bob Iger's lack of leadership skills and his push for the usage of DEI elements spilling into many different scripts and plots for various movies and TV shows. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future updates. You can also follow me at Mike01. I thank you also very much for the great and kind support. So, as you all know, Bob Iger is nothing more than a liar. This is why a lot of people, including myself, like to call him Bob Liger, because the man really strings along the customers and the shareholders, lies to them directly about not having an agenda when in reality they absolutely do have an agenda, and are embracing a full-on culture war when it comes to the Disney stance on all their brands, whether it be Star Wars or Marvel, Disney in general, doesn't matter, right? It's all universal. Now, looking at everything here when it comes to Bob Iger and his overall push for DEI, getting pressed into Deadpool 3 and what's been going on with the whole gender-swapped Wolverine situation and drama around that, this is where things begin to get very interesting because we know that people out there like Ryan Reynolds have been standing up for the fans through and through, day in and day out, for the production of this upcoming film. Let's discuss. Now, specifically, of course, given that Bob Iger has been endlessly making all the wrong decisions over at Disney and all of its divisions, one major development has much to do with the drama surrounding the fallout related to the plans for gender-swapped Wolverine in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, specifically of how it had to do with the production of Deadpool 3 to serve as an introduction to later cement that character in other movies. One crucial update to this entire situation involves how Bob Iger recently had heated and aggressive arguments with the creators of the third Deadpool film, which includes those like Ryan Reynolds, Paul Wernick, and Rhett Reese, the writers, as well as director Shawn Levy, and surprisingly Hugh Jackman, one of the main leads in the film, who all stood together and faced Disney in a recent battle to prevent DEI taking over the upcoming reshoots for the film beginning this month and ending in May. One major victory that Ryan and crew had against Disney was by officially canceling all plans related to a gender-swapped version of Wolverine from appearing in the third act of the film that was planned to fight and best Wolverine in a very important fight. The scene involved a full-on female version of Wolverine where it was not to be confused with X-23 and or Lady Deathstrike, but the code name of this new character was Wolverina, which was loosely based on the comic parody from many years ago. However, in this case, Disney was taking this character and her major introduction in the film seriously and not for comedic value as planned for the reshoots in a final battle just before the credits would roll. Now, the main reason why Disney and Bob Iger recently caved into the demands by the creators of Deadpool 3 that did not want this to happen is that everyone involved, including Hugh Jackman, were warning Disney that if they moved forward with those plans, with the reshoots, by focusing more on the codenamed character Wolverina, not the official name by the way, which was just the code name of the character rather than Wolverine, that they would actually be willing to actually back out of other projects, including Avengers Secret Wars. Bob Iger is already reportedly freaking out about the recent development since it put a stake in his DEI agenda for the looming reshoots for Deadpool 3, and this was one of the major agenda-driven strategies for DEI getting spilled into the reshoots. And already, shareholders like BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street, the top shareholders of Disney, by the way, are of course already going into the drama related to this entire situation and are actually not pleased with Disney falling into the demands from actors and creators of a production. These investors are the ones who mainly fund Disney's DEI agenda and everything to do with their support with ESG. The scene that was recently axed also involved the codenamed character Wolverina fighting Wolverine, where she does defeat Wolverine through a series of martial arts related moves that were already rehearsed for an unknown actress that was going to play the role in a mask, and later revealing herself by taking the mask off and throwing it on top of Wolverine before she exits that universe. Now, to Bob Iger and Kevin Feige's defense, is that their way of justifying a gender-swapped Wolverine, or a version of that, was that it tapped into the usage of the multiverse. Bob and Kevin endlessly argue with Ryan and crew that if it's connected to the multiverse, it should not matter. However, they still stood their ground to prevent something like this from happening. Now guys, let me stop here quick. Now, this is exactly why I always like to compare Ryan Reynolds to Henry Cavill. I know I keep saying this, but it's true. He's very much like that because he defends the source material. He defends the overall movie or the production, whatever have you, of what he really believes should be for the audience. And at the end of the day, the fact that Bob Iger and Kevin Feige were really doubling down on their usage of this code-named character, and by the way, yes, I say code-named, Wolverine, that wasn't going to be the name in the movie itself, just the code name on top of that. But what's interesting about that is that this character was loosely based on a comic parody. You guys may recall from many years ago, there was a comic parody about that Wolverine character and how that was basically their inspiration by design to throw that into the end of Deadpool 3, to have this character defeat Wolverine in a battle. Something that Ryan and crew knew the fans would not appreciate, and they would see right through it that this is a 100% Disney's overall movement of their DEI agenda getting thrown in there. Now again, we know that gender swapping and race swapping is still a thing that Bob Iger is doubling down on with many upcoming iterations of Marvel characters, and among other iterations such as Disney classics getting remade into live action. This is still a thing, regardless of what Bob Iger says about quieting down the noise. That's a complete lie. Now, he goes on to elaborate. Alright, we know that Bob Iger has always been lying to the audience, right? He always lies to the shareholders and really is a flip-flopper, right? That's what he always does. But moving on, however, Disney's version of Lady Deadpool is still reportedly moving forward as Ryan Reynolds is attempting to demand things are done his way for that character. As of now, all scenes with the gender-swapped Wolverine have been cancelled, and it's reportedly driving Bob Iger to a furious state for the production. So, let me just say one thing about this real quick. Now, there's been a lot of confusion surrounding the implementation of Lady Deadpool in Deadpool 3. Alright, a lot of fans are really wondering how that's going to be executed about midway through this movie, and there's been a lot of rumblings, by the way, I'll talk about this right now, that either Taylor Swift or his wife, alright, is going to be portraying the character in the film. Now, we'll talk more about that as we learn more about this later on in the week, so stay tuned, but this whole Wolverine push was nothing more than an embarrassment by Disney. I think that Bob Iger feels powerless at this point because of how many stood up and really gave out those ultimatums that if you do this with the reshoots, we are willing to back out of Avengers Secret Wars or other Marvel-related projects. And this is yet another major victory for Ryan. So overall, guys, drop a comment below, fill me in below in the comments what you all have to say about this. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys later.